Hello, my little YouTubies. Good morning. How are you? Okay, so before we get today's video started, if you would go ahead and smash that like button for me. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and share my videos to freak all your friends out. And hit that notification bell below so you can get notifications of my new videos because I do all kinds of dumb stuff. Um, I'm always doing weird body modifications and weird different kinds of experiments and stuff, usually on myself, which is kind of funny, sometimes weird, sometimes gross. But anyway, that being said, today is day 16, my bad. And I have not removed my morning sutures yet. They're still in there. So I've got my two tight sutures, and then which is two pieces of dental floss tied off really tight if you haven't been with us along this entire journey. And then I have basically used my tongue ring to fill in the gap between my tongues. So I go from the top of the tongue ring to the bottom and just kind of fill it in. Using that method, I kind of came up with it to keep my two pieces from growing back together overnight. It highly reduces the amount of scabs that you have to remove from between your tongue. It makes it a lot easier to clean, a lot easier to handle and deal with. And I just really feel like it's a lot more comfortable, I guess. Now, last night, I will admit, I coughed pretty hard unexpectedly, and when I did, my tongue kind of went forward, and I felt it get real tight in the center, and I kind of tasted a little bit of copper taste, so I'm thinking it bled a little bit. But I did cough pretty hard. I didn't expect it. Now, last night, I noticed that I did have, I don't even know if you can see it. I'm still waiting for the ibuprofen to kick in. But I had a pretty big space between the back of my tongue ring and the back of my tongue ring hole. You can't really tell, but I was able to slide this 8-gauge horseshoe back behind my barbell, and then I slept with it overnight like that, which was awkward because, like, it took up a lot of space in my mouth, but at the same time, I slept okay. I just had to wake up in the middle of the night and take some more ibuprofen because my tongue was like, swollen like that. So, but when I woke up, I took it out, and it made it a lot easier to talk. It made it a lot easier to take my morning medications and all that good stuff. So, but it's definitely helpful to fill in the space because it does start to try and re-heal itself. The tongue and mouth piercings are probably the fastest healing piercings you'll ever get, because your saliva kind of acts like its own antibacterial in a way, but it doesn't kill all germs. So, like I tell all my friends and all my people and all my fans, keep it clean. Like, change your sutures every day. Make sure you clean it. Make sure you don't have to use exactly what I do. You can come up with your own method. I typically like rinse with peroxide, brush my teeth with salt and iodine, and then I usually use a Q-tip and clean the once I take the fill-in string out, there's like a pretty big slit now, and I use a Q-tip with iodine to kind of clean that area before I put my new sutures in at night. Um, Now, my tie-off sutures, I only do those in the morning. But the fill-in, I change once in the morning and then once before bed, because there is so much of it. I'm afraid that with all those little spaces, like, we can get microbial, particles in there, and we don't need any kind of infection. So far, I haven't had any redness. It is a bit irritated. I'm not gonna lie. This is an irritating process. You just kind of have to deal with it. Is it something you either want to do, or it's something that you're not committed to? So if you make the commitment, you got to stick with it. If not, you're gonna regret it, I suppose. So, I technically don't think this is gonna be a deep enough slit for me. So when this heals, I'll give it a while, and then I will probably re-pierce a little further back and do it again. Go through the whole process again to make a bigger slit in my tongue. I'm not sure yet. Well, we will cross that bridge when that time comes. But until then, everything still looks good, healthy, clean. Let's see if I can With the fill-in method, I found that it tends to allow the tissues not to grow back together. It keeps it apart and kind of allows it to scar on each side, which is what you want to keep it closed. I've actually had almost no bleeding at all, except last night when I coughed really hard and my tongue kind of went forward and I felt a pinch. But other than that, it has not bled. And it is a slow method, but it hasn't bled. It hasn't really, I haven't really had any issues with it at all. I'm actually really happy with the progress. And like I said, I think today's 16. Today is day 16. And the actual piece of skin that I tied the main suture around is just a tad bit smaller than this big pin. Like, there's very, very little piece of skin that I can actually tie off to now. So that's why I'm having to use the extra 8 gauges and stuff, because this barbell is small. I even put a bigger barbell in and it wants to slip out. So so I can tell I'm making progress because the barbell is definitely moving forward. My original tongue ring piercing sat way back here. So, but yeah, everything's going good. It's healthy, it's clean. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will answer all questions. I try to answer, well, I don't try, I usually answer all of my questions and comments. But yeah. I've been trying to move each side separately a little bit more and more. But it'll probably be easier once it's actually split. So we will see how it goes. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you today. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow on day 17. Alright, bye guys. Have a great one.